So now that we know how to apply uh, routing between VLANs by means of using a router on a stick or by means of using multi-layer switch, it is best practice to also sharpen your skills on troubleshooting. It is a well-known fact that at some point in your uh, network administration uh, experience, you will come across many issues, right? And you need to know how to approach your issues in your network and have some basic understanding on how you can tackle uh, these issues. In this case, we're gonna be uh, troubleshooting the network. Uh, for whatever reason, we cannot get connectivity between VLANs, right? So let's take a look at the configuration uh, documentation that we have in this packet tracer. So over here we have troubleshooting inter-vlan routing. So we have a addressing table, right, indicating what configuration should be implemented on the different devices that we have in our network. Sure. Okay, now the objectives are to locate the network problems, implement the solution, and verify network connectivity. The scenario in this activity, you will troubleshoot connectivity problems caused by improper configurations related to VLANs and inter-VLAN routing. The instructions are pretty much straightforward. Uh, is divided into three different parts. First is to locate the network problem. We need to examine the network and locate the source of any connectivity issues. They also provide some useful commands that we may use in the troubleshooting steps. We need to test connectivity and use the necessary show commands to verify configurations. Verify that all configured settings match the requirements showed at the addressing table. Alright, so we need to also list the problems and the solutions right next to it. And at the end of all, we need to verify connectivity between the PCs. Verify the PCs can ping each other and router 1. If not, continue to troubleshoot until the pings are successful. Now, let's go back to our topology and let's take a look at what's going on. First, okay, so we have an issue. All right, VLAN 10, PC1 is on VLAN 10, and PC2 is on VLAN 30. Now, for whatever reason, we seems to have issues on the topology on the network. So let's take a look. First, we're gonna go. Now, the way I like to approach this is by, I mean, you can go either way. You can divide and conquer. You can the top-down approach, or you can use the bottom-top approach. I like to go when it comes to VLANs. This involves layer 2 and layer 3. So how about we start from the beginning, right? We start at the layer 1 and bottom top type of troubleshooting methodology here. So if I go to PC1, right, I want to verify what's going on. So I will go config and I'm going to specify all. I want to see everything. So let's take a look. Now, okay, so we're not dealing with IP version 6 here. So what is the IP address that I'm getting? So I'm getting this IP address. Okay, good. All right. So I'm in VLAN 10, so therefore This is a slash 24. So my network is uh, the 10 network, right? So I'm on the VLAN 10, and I'm also getting a .10 IP address. And that seems to be also matching my default gateway. My default gateway should be on the 10 network as well. My default is using the .1. So far so good. So on the PC itself, configurations are correct. So what happens if I try to pin my default gateway? Right, so let's take a look. Just part, okay, space bar, and now let's ping it. And I kind of already know that we do not have connectivity because there's a problem in the configuration. Okay, so timeout. I'm not getting to my default gateway. So far I know I have the correct IP address and my default gateway is correct. However, I'm not getting connectivity. I'm not getting a reply back. I'm not getting my echo reply or response. So, all right, let's move on. Let's now go to the switch. Because if I cannot get to my default gateway, uh, we need to approach now layer 2. Now my layer 1 seems to be uh, good. So I do have connectivity or receiving. I'm having lights on, right? Let's see if I can take a look here on my physical device. All right, so my PC, okay, PC1. So I have a network light. Okay, how about the switch? Let's see if I can. All right, so PC1 should be connected to the switch, and let's see the switch. Okay, so this is PC3, and it's connected. Okay, so the switch seems to, okay, all lights are in green. Okay, so now let's take a look. So layer one is seems to be all right. So what we need to do now is to go to layer two. Right, so let's check the configurations in the switch itself. Now if I go to the command prompt in the switch, I need to confirm that my VLANs are present. So show VLAN brief. And okay, my VLANs are there. Okay, VLAN 10 is on fast Ethernet 0/11, and VLAN 30 is on fast Ethernet 0/6. Now, how about if I try to ping my default gateway? Looks like I'm not getting a reply either. All right, so how about my own interface? Do I even have an IP address, right? So I show interface interfaces, and I will try to use exclude unsigned. Okay, so never mind. So the unassigned is giving me a lot of output. Okay, brief. Show IP interface pipe. Alright, so we don't need that. Show IP interface pipe exclude on assign. Hmm. Okay. Brief. Okay, my interface up. Okay, so I don't have an IP address. Okay, so it's okay. We don't have an IP address. So let's see. Show uh, interface trunk. So I'm not trunking. Alright, so I'm not trunking between the switch and the router. So we need to fix that. And my connection to the router is on my gig 1. Okay, so yeah, so manage cables. Alright, so manage cables. My gig 1 destination port is on the router. Router destination is router 1, and the destination port is gig 1. Alright, so gig 1 needs to be a port, a trunk port. So let's configure that. Interface gig 0/1. Switch port needs to be a trunk. Okay, switch port mode trunk. Alright, so now we have a trunk there, and I already established that I do have my VLANs. Okay, I'm trunking now. Now let's go to the router. Why isn't the router giving me connectivity? So let's first, so I know that, let's see, show me the interfaces. So show interface gig 0/1 for the VLAN 10. Okay, so I'm gigabit. This is my, I'm down here, so it's down. And interesting enough, I'm down and not even that. If you notice, this interface has been configured to uh, be the default gateway for VLAN 30. However, this interface is the VLAN 10 and it's been configured with the correct default gateway IP address. But the VLAN ID that has been assigned to it in order to route for VLAN 10 is VLAN 30, and that is not correct. We need to fix that. So we need to go back to that interface. Alright, so we need to go to configuration, global configuration mode, configure terminal. We need to go to, actually, let me just take care and let's see. so let's just go ahead and do step by step so you guys can see everything uh, here. So interface gigabit 0/1.10. All right, so I need to eliminate that. So no encapsulation for 30. Okay, now we need to encapsulate for VLAN 10 instead of VLAN 30. And we have an issue. It's saying configuration of multiple sub-interfaces of the same main interface with the same virtual ID 10 is not permitted. This virtual ID is already configured on gigabit. So, okay, now we have this sub-interface, right, for VLAN 30 assigned the VLAN ID 10. So we need to go to that interface, which is the 30, and submit the same command, the non-encapsulation DOT1Q, but for VLAN 10. All right, now we got that out of the way. Interface 10, okay, and let's encapsulate for the actual interface. There it is. Okay, good. Now we need to go to the interface 30 and encapsulate for that. Okay, good. So let's bring the interfaces up. So no shot. Okay, that's up. Interface 30. Let's bring it up. If it is down, it's not down. Good. All right, now let's confirm. Okay, show interface gigabit 0/1.10, and let's see, switch port. Why not? Yeah. All right. So show me that information. Okay. All right. So I do have an IP address. Do I? Okay. All right. It's up. Protocol is up. Connected. Hardware. Okay. Burning address. All right. Let's see. Show IP route. Show me the no. So I do not have IP addresses here or routes. So let's go back to the interface. Interface gigabit 0/1.10. Okay, IP address. What is the IP address for that? Let's take a look at the. Alright, so it's this one right here, /24. Alright, let's go back and configure that. IP address, I need to specify. Alright, so I'm on the sub interface 255.255.255.0. Okay, and well, encapsulation, yeah, 10. Okay, that seems to be alright. Now shut down. Okay, and now do show interface gigabit 0/1.30. Okay, that's good. Show IP in interface brief. Okay, assign. Okay, the IP address is the same. The only thing that changes the VLAN number. Okay, and that should do the trick. Okay, now we should be good. We should be good. If I go back to my computer, I should be able to ping now. Okay, I'm pinging. Good. Now, can I ping the computer? Or can I ping the other end? Yes, I can ping the other end. Can I ping computer 2? Let's take a look. Alright, so show I no, show IP config brief IP config all. I'm still stuck on this on the switch and router configuration. IP config slash all. Okay, now I see a problem here. Number one, my IP address is correct, but my default gateway is not correct. Alright, so we need to change that. How do we change that? Well, we need to go back to the configuration, and here in packet traces, IP configuration, and we need to change this to 30. Okay, and that should do the trick. How about if we ping the computer now? Is that the one? I'm not sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is. I do have a reply. Can I ping the other computer? Back and forth. Ping. First, the gateway for the VLAN 10. Can I ping it? Yes, I can ping the default gateway for VLAN 10. Can I ping the computer in VLAN 10? Yes, I can. So I do have connectivity back uh, fully connected. And let's take a look at the documentation. And sure enough, it says that I have completed the task 100%. All right, so there you go, folks. You know, you have to have some kind of methodology in order for you to approach a troubleshooting situation. And this is a very important skills to sharpen. You want to have a complete understanding of what you're working with and also how to approach any given problem. So with this, I will end this video. I hope that you find this helpful.